It was a split screen tailor-made by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Just as President Trump was meeting with America's most important allies in Europe, two of America's biggest adversaries were holding court in Moscow. In a summit that analysts say was timed to send a message, Putin hosted Chinese President Xi Jinping.
I think this is clearly Russia's response to what they perceive as an American threat. And it's a way of saying we don't need the West.
The two strong men have been getting closer every year. This time, Xi calling Putin his, quote, best and bosom friend, saying he cherished their deep friendship.
Our bilateral relations have not reached the maximum and can become even better.
The comments, almost a direct echo of Trump's own description of his relationships with the two men.
The relationship I have with President Xi is extraordinary. It's really very good. I think I could have a very good relationship with President Putin.
During their summit, Putin and Xi showed off their friendship with a visit to the Moscow Zoo, where they welcomed two new Chinese pandas, a gift from Xi to Russia. They went to the theater, reviewed soldiers, and looked at Chinese cars. But beyond the pageantry and the pandas, analysts say America should be very wary of this growing partnership.
They're working together, coordinating more than we've seen in the past to really accelerate the decline of U.S. influence globally.
Putin, experts say, is being classic Putin, manipulating his way onto the world stage, trying to insert himself as an indispensable player.
He would like Russia to have that role in international conflicts, that Russia should have to be consulted, called, be a port of call for any major leader.
In April, Putin met with Kim Jong-un in the wake of the North Korean dictator's failed summit with President Trump. Putin even offered to be an intermediary between Kim and Trump, which experts say was a typical Putin move to peel the U.S. away from countries it's doing business with, even as he suggests he's trying to help. Experts say Trump will have to brush aside what they call his naivete regarding Putin and Xi and deal with the real threats the two leaders present to American security. They say Russia and China can coordinate cyber attacks and military moves that can knock U.S. forces off balance.
It's not hard to imagine a scenario where Russia and China make moves into countries on their periphery, so China in the South China Sea and Russia into Ukraine, for example, and that kind of coordination would severely strain the United States' ability to respond.
Now, how can President Trump and his team counter this threat from Putin and Xi? Analysts say they're going to have to think of creative ways to drive wedges between the two of them, both militarily, economically, and otherwise. But they say Trump's going to need help from his European allies to do that. And the problem, they say, is that Trump has often done more to alienate those allies in Europe than to work with them.